Been a while.
Has it been a while?
It
Yeah.
has been a while since we've been live. Oh wow, okay. I'm giving you
Hi, guys.
greasy lips. Anyway, Sagittarius, how are you
We're
doing?
moisturized. We're moisturized. You know, we're sun
It's
glazed.
hot. It's been hot in
We're
New
out
York.
there.
It's been hot
July.
in New York.
Cancer season.
We are about to give you your July 2018 reading, Sagittarius.
Yeah.
I'm
You're about to
Kendra.
get it. You're about to
That's
get it.
Dale.
I'm Dale. What's up? What's good?
We're Providence Tarot. If you've never heard of us or seen us, we're pretty new still, so.
We are.
Hi.
We're Providence Tarot. We've been around
Renee
since
in
the end
the
of February.
Right.
So this is going to be, this reading is going to be for Sagittarius. Sun, moon, and rising Sagittariuses. Shout out. My mom's a Sag.
My dad is a Sag.
Love some Sages, you guys.
Hi,
what are
Victor.
some properties of Sagittarius? Hi. Very masculine sign, yeah. Very powerful sign. Can almost be like a bully sometimes. Sag? No, not Sag. You're thinking like Taurus, right? No, I'm thinking Sag too sometimes.
They can.
You are very strong, right? Because you are a man and a horse. Like the idea of a horse is like so muscular and strong all by itself.
Are you pissed because of that?
Now you're gonna put a consciousness on it and have goals and shit too. Like it's a lot, right? So you definitely are very spirited.
Sometimes it's like you'll see that picture of like the horse. What is it called? Is it centaur?
Minotaur. Centaur, yes,
Centaur?
it's a centaur.
Centaur. You'll see it, and the horse will be
Minotaur's the bull.
It'll be going sagittally, but then the human part of it is turned around the other way, looking behind it, shooting arrows. But, you know, they can turn back around and shoot arrows for it, too.
Oh my gosh. Sagittarius, you guys hate backtracking. This is like a huge thing. My mom used to always be like, you know, it's just something about your goals and like wanting to feel like you're going forward a lot, you know, and you do decide things. It might take you a long time to make a decision. You can be quite indecisive because you're mutable. But once you do decide, you are very spirited in the decision that you make.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I made the decision and now we're doing it. This is what we're doing. Don't get off the path of what we decided. And that's very Sagittarius. And like when we would go shopping and have to run around in the car, she would hate to go, like forget to go past a place and have to go back. So, like, say we were, you know, going past Walmart, and then you're gonna go past the bank, and you're gonna go past the grocery store. You know, if she accidentally forgot to go past that Walmart, she'd just be like, "Oh, well, we're just gonna have to go next time," because she just hated to backtrack. She hated to turn around. She just felt like it's just such a thing. Shout out to my mom. But that's like Sagittarius energy. I feel like you guys are very much like that, and you feel very ordained or very spirited in your purpose a lot of the times, right? You know why you're doing what you're doing, and therefore you know also the amount of energy that it takes to do certain things that you do. You know, you're coming right out of Scorpio, which is the deep scorn, right, and the Serpentarius period of time.
You're like, I'm getting out of here.
Right. Yes, you're like the light, the higher learning
like,
at the end of like why we just went through all of this scorn and the balancing of things and the need to be perfect and the star and the wounds and all these accumulations of things, right? Now you start to get into Jupiter, the social planet, which is your ruler, the first of the social planets. Now you're expanding like people in general, magnanimously. Like you look at a horse anywhere and you're just like, wow. It's just a powerful creature. It's just a magical thing to even see. It's not like just a dog or a cat. Like you're not gonna not acknowledge a horse, you know?
Yeah, because you actually sometimes you have to actually even move around it when it's standing still.
Yeah,
right.
You
make
powerful.
like big circles around it, right? Unless you actually are being led to the horse, guided to it, and you're petting it. You know what I mean? Like that's usually what.
Sagittarius. This is Cancer season, so this is water. This is not your realm really. Although like all year, Jupiter has been in Scorpio. So your ruler has been in the sign before you, Scorpio, which you can relate to that sign. You know why Scorpio does those things, and you've come out of those deep scorns to greater, higher learning, but you've had to go back and expand in these feelings of why you feel the way you feel. It could be a lot to do with light around domestic housing. Some of you have moved in with your mate or vice versa, or yeah, you moved to another situation, or your family is just really having a
Oh.
huge highlight on your life this year. Your mom's affecting you this way, or you know, your children are affecting you some way, or you're a mom now and that affects you this way, or you got married and now you moved in together, or you know, now you moved in together in general, but you've been dating for years. Anything like that type of situation that's kind of been this emotion inside of you that's caused you to evolve inside of yourself. And now with Cancer season being in full effect, it's definitely talking about evolution of self. You definitely can be very emotionally blocked.
You
So
have
it'll be interesting to see what kind of evolutions are going on during this season for
Mercury
you.
in Aquarius as your significator card. This is talking about moving on from mental conflict, psychological damage, maybe. I also think that it could denote to someone coming in and intercepting, not intercepting, but sort of like pouring their positive energy into a negative situation for you, Sagittarius, which is actually making you feel a little bit more hopeful in terms of what you're setting out on in the future, right? It's like a more harmonious and peaceful feeling just because there's some relief to the situation. So you're feeling better, right? Because this is really close to the Lover's card, which rules all the sixes. So there's some harmony to this Six of Swords.
Right. And also, Jupiter is the sixth planet, which is your ruler. So just six
Yeah.
in general is going to like correlate to you into this kind of Jupiter energy, which we're just talking about Jupiter being in Scorpio, which is going to go direct this weekend.
Mm.
So that's going to be like, finally, we need to get like, yeah, we get to like get at least get the full benefits of why we're feeling these deep scorns, or why we've gone through this nostalgic process of self-evolution, you know?
Right.
And so in your mind, yes, this could be a themed air reading. We'll see as we get along. But right now, it's just saying that, you know, you are thinking about like humanitarian causes. You could be thinking about your friends and your family and how that affects you. You could be thinking about taking a trip. You could think about moving, or thinking about expanding yourself somehow mentally, like your resources mentally, like paperwork, or being an entrepreneur. Maybe you work for people and you're thinking about like working on your own, or maybe yeah, you know, some type of like starting your own
Yeah.
expansion,
Yeah.
or going back to school.
Right.
Even anything that could be
Right.
like expanding you mentally,
Right.
and communicating that.
Perfect.
Or like, because it's Aquarius energy,
Right.
so it could be like you already know what a wish is,
Right.
like mentally,
Right.
and now you're thinking about communicating a wish. Maybe you're thinking about, but it's not clear completely.
Right.
It could be like not clear to you yet,
Yeah.
completely
Fine.
why, but it could be like, you know, you just still need to go. You could be not
Right.
alone in it. Like
Right.
maybe you're in a relationship and you guys are both doing this together. Or
It could be maybe
it's a business thing. It
Right.
affects everyone in the business, but somehow like you're a partner in it, or like you're the manager, and the thing is, it's been decided, and now you're gonna have to communicate this thing that's been decided.
Mhm.
It could be anything like that. How are people gonna react?
Right.
What is it gonna be like on the other side?
Yeah.
And the anticipation of knowing what that is.
Like getting there.
Yeah, but it's moving from the conflicts of the five, which is like the loss of the beauty.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so now you're communicating, and now you're moving forward, expanding. Like, so this is good. This is a progressive
Totally
card.
positive, yeah. To open up the reading, yeah, it's positive. It's almost like this card is also saying you're looking to have new shared experiences. You're setting out to have new interactions with a different group of people. Aquarius, right? Mercury wants to travel and go out and find those different things. It doesn't really want to just stay in one place. And you were stuck in one place with that energy that was, you know, you're moving away from. Yeah, you kind of felt like you were just stuck in that conflict. But then there was something that came in, and it sort of inspired us who have Sagittarius placements, to realize that there is something better, and there is something more, and there's a lot of things that are better, and there are a lot more things And there's so many more people to be, introduced to or to connect with. And sometimes those swords and the Five of Swords, it's kind of blocking you from doing that. Yes, the beauty, honey, was lost.
Well, I mean, with the five, it's talking about conflict. So you're getting
Mm-hmm.
into the six, which is talking about expansion,
Right.
which at least now you're leaving the conflict of why you may have been feeling whatever. It is still Aquarius energy. So your
Right.
mind could be, really fixed on this thing, and it could have been
Mm-hmm.
like a slow conflict that was going on,
Mm-hmm.
be it lucky or unlucky. And now you're like set on leaving the situation. And it might not even mean that you're actually going anywhere. It could be just like a different state of mind, or different routine, that
Right.
causes you somehow to see things differently or
Mm-hmm.
experience life in a different way.
Right. Now that I know this. Oh yeah.
That's what you're
Yes.
working with.
Okay.
Okay, so what you're working with
Jupiter.
is the Ten of Cups. This is the Sun in
Right.
Pisces. Sun in Pisces energy. I'll show you the card.
Sun in Pisces. Remember, the Wheel of Fortune rules the tens, guys. So it really is talking about expansion.
So
Expansion.
you had a new beginning in emotions, or you had a fulfillment of
Mm-hmm.
emotions. You could have had a goal that you achieved. You could have that could have been in a relationship.
Right.
That could have been a move. That could have been anything that made you feel. It
Right.
doesn't even have to be
Yes.
something monetary because it's water. So it's the feeling of like the Ten of Cups, right?
Right.
So it could have been whatever it is that you're like, I got something.
Right.
Especially if it's with a person. I've got something.
Right.
I found something here.
I always.
This subconsciously, this is meant somehow. So this is very like soulmate kind of energy too. This could also on a lower polarity mean, wow, you've just got 10 cups and you can no longer take whatever it is that you've been taking.
Right.
It's almost like the world card,
There could
but
have been an argument or a fight
in spirit.
or something. Right.
Yeah, it's like the full out accumulation, the awareness of us affecting each other fickly too.
Right.
Pisces,
The
right?
swelling of
We're
the emotions.
swimming around each other. We're always doing this.
Yeah.
That type of thing on a lower polarity. But there is someone else there. There's definitely, with this card being here, obviously it's two people sharing emotions, almost like Two of Cups.
Yeah.
But it's the full out manifestation, 10.
Right.
Right. So this is like some intertwinement with another person. That affects you emotionally and has gone on for quite some time. It's not just like this just happened. This is like over the course of years even, right?
Right. I think that like with the Ten of Cups here, it is talking about expansions in the emotions.
It could be a
right?
Pisces.
It could be a Pisces,
It could
right?
be a
Sun in
Pisces,
Pisces,
definitely.
Jupiter ruling this card. It could be somebody with Jupiter in Pisces too. You know what I mean?
Right. And Jupiter is the husband card a
right.
lot,
And-
or the father card. It is the husband card for a lot of females. So it could be your husband could be a Jupiter, could be a Pisces for sure.
You also want to think about the fact that Jupiter is in Scorpio right now. So there's like a water trine that's happening. We're still in Cancer. Jupiter's in Scorpio, which is a ruler of Sagittarius. But then it's also a co-ruler of Pisces right here in your reading. So it could have to do with a Pisces.
Yeah, definitely. And maybe it's something that you want to have with the Pisces or achieve with the Pisces even.
Was there a
Or
fight?
you could have had something,
You know?
It's water, water, water. So it could definitely be like a relative or some type of tie that's deep. You've been friends for a long time. You've been lovers for a long time. Anything like that.
Right. Let's look at the immediate
Immediate
influence.
influence.
Yeah, sure. And then we'll look at what you're rising to. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God. Wow.
Okay, another Pisces
Bam,
card.
bam. Some of you are really
You're
moving
really
on
leaving,
from
yeah,
something.
you're really leaving something. Are you leaving Pisces? I
Oh
don't
my
know.
God. Wait.
Or are you right?
This is scaring me
Or
because
are
I
you
have
leaving
3 Sag
relationships?
placements.
This is Saturn and Pisces.
Uh-huh.
Right here, this one.
Saturn and Pisces.
This is the Lord of Separation,
Right.
right?
You're learning a karmic
So
lesson
this is
about
a test. This
right.
card is talking about a test. It's like truth or dare.
Your endurance, your strength,
I dare
your
you
stamina.
to leave this situation
Right.
that isn't serving you.
Right.
I know the cups aren't spilled.
Right.
I know it's not all lost and it's not empty, but it's
But-
also just in the way
but
of
it's
something
empty,
greater.
right, it
Maybe
might
it's just
be.
wasting your time. Saturn is there. Saturn rules time.
Right. These cups might be empty. I say when I think about Saturn
Restrictions.
and Pisces, I'm thinking about the water evaporator. It's dry now. It's like a dry well. Right? Why are you still trying to tap that well when it's dry? You know it's dry. Every day you go back to it and you try to pump some water out. and it never comes out.
It's the 8, so it's talking about the new beginning of self too, right? The female magician energy, right? So it's positive. It's a positive card in the sense that 8 is super positive always, and it's always talking about overcoming and the ability to overcome from inward, right, from the self.
It's talking about awareness too. Awareness, right? It's talking about that awareness to actually acknowledge something that you know you need to do, so that you really feel the strength within yourself, and it makes you feel better about you being you in regards to whatever situation or circumstance that you're in. You know what I mean? Because now we're really getting into like these numbers and things, because this is a Pisces card. It is Jupiter. You are Sagittarius, but the 8s are ruled by the strength card. So all the 8s are talking about the strength to walk away.
This is always a test. It's always a courage. And it doesn't even necessarily mean to necessarily walk away. In this situation, it is.
Yeah, because
but it could definitely be just to at least look at it, to look at, you know, to acknowledge what is going on and how much control you have in the situation. Especially if you're feeling tormented by another person for any reason. Be it a mental situation, somebody could have been, there could have been a situation, especially with the 10 of Cups being there, that is just like full out, it could have been scandalous even. You know, it could have been scandal involved with the 10 of Cups.
Exactly.
Like it could have been like the sun is there and the awareness of it. Oh,
that's
this
why
happened.
I keep thinking that there was like an argument or something, because this could be a swelling of emotions.
Could have been betrayal or scandal.
Right, it gets to that point.
Right, somebody really made you feel something. Right, and now you need to kind of like, you could even be just leaving the thought process, once again, leaving letting go of the thought process of it, Aquarius, maybe your mind, communicating what it is that you need to communicate. Maybe you're afraid because a lot of Sagittarius, you guys know what the truth is. You're very keen on what that is, and your delivery is
a little bit
to say the least.
Sometimes.
You know, right, it can be very brute, especially to signs that are gentle or just not good with confrontation, like a Pisces.
Right.
So it could be definitely the delivery. Forgive me for that hurtful but accurate thing I said. That's always my slogan for Sag. You guys, if you watch, I'm always saying that. And my mom's a Sag, so I come from this energy. My South Node is Sag. I know Sag. I know you guys. We're like a 10. I'm a Leo.
Me too.
So I get it. And I understand that a lot of Sagittarius' issue will be like, people misread me. They always misunderstand me. A lot of Sagittarius say that, like, you attract a certain amount of antagonism, and that's why you always coming from that Nikki place, always coming from that Sinead O'Connor place,
well, yeah, you feel
from
like
that from that Britney, you know, and it's like it's that kind of thing.
It's a response to Scorpio, kind of,
because of the honesty too. And it's like, you respect honesty for honesty's sake so much that you will say the honest thing over the feelings of the person. You know, sometimes you'll be like, well, it was just this. And then they're like, oh, maybe in that circumstance, the delivery could have been better, or it could have been timed better. It's just like, when you think about a horse, we always talk about how horses hurt people all the time and they don't mean to. It's just a very muscular creature. Maybe you're brushing it and you're trying to feed it and it kicked you, or you're trying to ride it and it just wanted you to get off. And you know what I mean? It wasn't really trying to paralyze you for life, but it could definitely be something that happens because the horse spasms, because they have muscle spasms.
It's like a reaction, right? They can't control their reaction.
Yeah, and you know, and especially if you're a Sagittarius and you're not acknowledging your spiritual side, because Sagittarius are very spiritual. All the fire signs are, and you're the horse, like a guardian to the spiritual world. Horses and cats. Right? And so, you know, a lot of times in those fictional stories when they're riding the horse and then they want to keep going, what's down there? And the horse is like, no, you know, and it doesn't want to go because it knows, it senses, it is aware, it has this kind of third eye. Horses have always been kind of spiritual in that way, you know, with Pegasus and the wings,
I would definitely say.
You know, so that part of
Cats, dogs, birds.
You can also amplify that in relationships, because remember, opposing you is Gemini, right? Which is just doing it, communicating for communicating sake, and just knowing, doing, and the process of it, versus you doing it spiritedly.
Right. That's
having
also
a reason
another
why,
reason why,
knowing why
you react like that.
Right.
Because it's like for the communication's sake. Gemini might be like, I'm communicating. You're like, but what is it that we're communicating that actually is mattering right now? So that might be a little bit of where that comes from when you're trying to get something through. It's not just passing by. So true. We just see things in advance and aquas and just want to help but need to watch our timing. Okay, timing is everything, you guys. And timing is something that I was just going to talk about because this is Saturn, it's talking about time. And I feel like a lot of times with the mutable signs, it's all about the satisfaction of whatever their element is that represents them. So in this, it's like the satisfaction of the emotions, right? It's like, is this a satisfactory situation, right? Has it actually expressed itself in the way that it could only, like, that's the highest expression of that entity, right?
Yeah.
And then now it's time to go because it's like you've done it fully.
You've done it. You fulfilled that thing. And you know the thing with you guys is like your motto is I philosophize, right? You automatically are there,
Right.
and this higher learning, right, of the philosophical.
Right.
This is what you do. But the danger to the philosophical is assumption.
Right. And sometimes you can be held.
Assumption is like the termite to a relationship.
By something that you believe in, and it's not necessarily
necessarily
belief.
It's not. Well, it's not. And it's not a pentacle.
Right.
Right, because you are a fire sign, so it's not actually facts necessarily.
Right.
Although it may feel like that because of
You're
from your experiences, right? But you might not be able to like. It might not be a pentacle. It might not be actually facts.
Right.
So in that.
We know you have a mind of your own.
It can be a lot for somebody.
Know that everybody else has.
You have to know that somebody else has
too.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Right. You actually, yes. Okay. More Saturn crowning you. So you have Saturn and Taurus. So what's going on? There could be a job thing that could be coming up as a goal. This is in the goal. So you could be definitely, and you are Sagittarius, you could be working towards something.
This is your 6th house too.
And it could be a sweet reward.
Right.
You know? Some of you are feeling really restricted when it comes to some of your Taurus things. Maybe you feel restricted when it comes to work and you want to change that up. This could be a letting go of some type of idea.
Your progress.
Yeah, with work. Or you could be thinking about moving. You know, you are a Sagittarius, so you're always on the move.
Right. Frustrated with the progress of a situation that you're in. You know what I mean? You have a lot of high cards here, right? So this is something that's definitely been hanging around for
or
a
group
while.
of people affecting you even.
Could be people.
Yeah, because there's Hierophant energy.
And Taurus.
So it's an establishment, Taurus. So it could have to do with something ritualism like. Yeah. Like you're on a team and these people are affecting you in this way because you are Sagittarius, so you do a lot of sporty things. It might be
a company, a sports team. Exactly.
Yeah, some type of kind of like
a choir. It could be anything
group
like
family
that.
Page
Definitely
or
a choir,
reunion planning of anything actually with goals related to it. Your children.
A book club that you might have.
Anything that you have because it's Taurus.
Right.
Anything that you have. It could be your body.
Right. But whatever it is, you're frustrated and you're being a little impatient at what you're learning, right? But it's like you can't really rush the karma of things because those things were already set in place before you were even able to think of what you thought about your situation.
Right.
So you need to just really let go of your restrictions and acknowledge the real ones.
Some of you are trying to make something work in a practical way. And by that I mean, like say you're in a relationship and you've manifested the relationship that you want. Maybe you're in it. Maybe you're actually in love and you manifested the relationship that you want. And you're in the placement of who you want to be within this relationship. But you feel like you are not really seeing the earthly benefits of what this solidifying feeling inside is. So you're really trying to look at trying to manifest in an actual way this feeling that is actually between maybe you and another person or you and yourself, because maybe you rewarded yourself in something. Maybe something.
I know what
maybe your doctor, your PH, blah 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 blah, or you're certified in blah 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 now, and you know that, right? So now it's like Saturn being here with Pisces and being here with Taurus is like there could be something to do with your soulmate and like some type of move, definitely, or something to do with your subconscious, because Pisces does rule the 12th house. So it's something to do with like some base needs, like your subconscious emotions, causing you to be in a certain way or react maybe kind of like emotionally or fickly, so that you can see what these routines are that are needing to be changed or are needing to be cultivated. He does have a hoe in his hand.
Right.
Like he does have this like shovel thing.
Right.
Right? So he's working.
He
This
is
is like
working.
this is his this is his realm. He knows this area. He knows this backyard. He knows this crop. He knows what he's growing.
Right.
It's not
Those,
like he's
yeah.
up in somebody else's field somewhere confused.
Right.
He sowed this
Right.
stuff. This is
But
his stuff.
you know that it takes time to farm a crop, right? To cultivate something. Yes.
Right.
So what it is really about, right?
Patience.
It's about patience, and it's about
Destruction of the ego.
It's a destruction of the ego, because it's like, for you to be instantly satisfied with something, that's not going to teach you how to appreciate something, right? So Saturn, the great teacher, is teaching you
Right.
how to appreciate things.
Right, because the 7 is going
right.
to say introspection.
When I talk about
Cancer.
appreciation, right, I'm not just talking about appreciating all of the good things that happen. Because Saturn is not just talking about that, really. He's saying you need to appreciate these really fucked up things, too. Okay? For what they are and what they mean. But that's only, I mean, only you can determine that, you know, within your own circumstance and your situation, right? It's like the duality of it. Like, what was your response or what was your reaction to realizing that there was a lesson that you were supposed to learn that, like, you had no control over? Really having the experience, but you had control over what you did with that experience. That's it. You know, that's what I'm saying.
A lot of this is too, like, you know, with Saturn being there, it is karma in relationship to Taurus. So it's like what you sow is what you're kind of going to get out of it.
Right.
However much energy you put into the situation, kind of like that type of thing. And it is definitely very slow. Uranus just moved into Taurus about a month or so ago. So you guys could be having a lot of epiphanies or electrical, just being less discriminatory about what it is. It's still egotistical. It's still what you want. But it's like being less...
Right, because there's an ego in this.
Yes, being less egotistical about it.
In a Pisces way, right? That's why we all have that sign.
Let's see what's going on in your mind.
Right. Mm-hmm.
All right.
You still need to be patient.
Knight of Pentacles, and your card came out, Temperance.
Right? You still gotta be patient, honey. You gotta wait.
Cause, Knight of Pentacles.
More mutable.
Right? So this is like something sudden, maybe. You knew.
Absolutely.
It wasn't completely a sudden because it's Virgo, so it's not going to be total shock. And it is a pentacle. This is the pentacle that is a little bit less startled. Mm-hmm. He definitely is in the meadows, and he is on like a traditional, like a black horse. Or on a horse that is like not moving, excuse me, as much. So Virgo is all about progression in general. He's not going to be intimidated by things that are going on. You know, you're like, I'm not going to be fooled by this situation. I want to move forward. You're being very critical. You could even be being critical with a mate right now. You could be being critical with someone you love, because Pisces is here so much.
And they are critical as well, just like Virgo, but it's in a different way.
But it could be like you're not being necessarily, just make sure you're being like mature about it and not having just a fit, because this is like fire, pentacle. And it could be just like, you know, with Virgo being mutable and Pisces being mutable, you know, you're just reacting to a situation because it happened.
Right.
You know, somebody could have said something, or the way that something was happening with the Mercury and Aquarius that really just caused your mind to go off on this journey.
They may have not even really meant it the way that you interpreted it.
You could be just holding on to, I'm just saying, you could be just holding on to something that needs to be let go of.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, it's almost like with this card, the progression of the card. And when you see it, it's like very closed in, right? So imagine this card being here. It's really about the progression. So like if I pan out right now, you can see part of the picture. But then like, well, if I pan out and it got bigger and bigger and bigger, now you can see the horse. Now you can see the scene, where it's going. So this is saying that this process that you're experiencing is actually going to be one that takes some time. We're talking about time again. So... think about that. You just don't see the big picture yet.
Yeah, because this is kind of like, the Knights are kind of like the teenagers in a sense. Then with the effect being temperance, it's like getting back to yourself. Maybe you're getting back to some things, that, especially with being Saturn and Taurus being the goal, right? And the 7 also being always Cancer energy, an evolution of yourself. It's also July, the 7th month.
Yeah.
So it could be you constructing something. Temperance, 1, the Magician, 4, the Emperor, come together here, 1 and 4, to build, right? And it's all about mixing elements, right? You can see in this card, they're mixing. It says patience at the bottom, Psychic Tarot. So yeah, it's talking very much about this need, right? To have this goal. Right. You already know that. So maybe you're getting back to a place where you could have been intimidated by something because you didn't have the money to do it.
Right.
You didn't have the money to do it. Something happened with money. Somebody screwed you up with money, effed you over with money. There could have been a betrayal with money. Somebody did something very fickle concerning money, or they just did not do what they didn't sign the thing they said they were going to sign. They didn't give you the money that they were going to. You did all that work and it didn't come to the thing that you thought it was going to be. It could have been anything like that, where you're wondering about the progression, or
you could be like
some of you just got promoted, or you're waiting to get this could be definitely that, the possibility of something suddenly coming in that makes you feel like you're going to get back to yourself, right? And I did mention entrepreneur before. You are Sagittarius. So this whole idea coming out of Scorpio of being able to work for yourself or being a boss comes naturally to someone like you.
Right.
Okay?
You know, also, it's kind of like with you, you never really try to control a situation, right? Because that's something that Scorpio does. So you actually don't control the situation. You can control you're like, okay, I don't need to control other placements. I don't need to control other people's situation. I can control my situation, and what my situation is what I create as I go out and have these experiences. And 1 and 4 make 5, so that has to do with like the institution of the self, right? With like the Hierophant energy when you bring 1 and 4 together. Yes, it's like the wisdom of the learning and the wisdom of being able to apply the learning. It's like you have to listen to your inner ear, like they say in the Hierophant card for Taurus, who rules that, I believe. It's that type of thing. This is like using your faith in order to kind of create something very positive as far as the outlook in terms of something that might feel like a conflict, right? But you can use the institution of your faith to help you get through it.
Wow. All right, guys. Well, you got 2 like very watery placements in your water area. We're doing an elemental cause and effect. We just kept talking about Chariot. I kept talking about 7. And here you go. Chariot, 7. This is July. This is the 7th month. This is the 7th. Cancer as well rules this card. This is the season of Cancer. So right now, this is this season, basically. It's just reiterating that. It's reiterating like some of these intimidations coming in. This card also rules the nights, right? So this thing in your mind could be coming from the home life, could be coming from the family life, could be coming from expectations of the home life and the family life, could be coming from feelings of self and needing to evolve, needing to do what you love, feeling fulfilled in doing what you love. If you're not doing what you love as a Sagittarius, you are not a happy Sagittarius. You are not a happy Sagittarius, and I feel very sorry for your mate.
Because you guys do,
because your mate is going to suffer because you're not going to be happy.
Yeah. It's like if you're that type of person.
You need to do something that you love doing.
If you're that type of person that
then you're going to become a bitchy person. You just are.
If you're that type of person that goes off and like goes on tour, does things, or likes to go on trips with their friends, it's like your partner should be fine with you doing that, because that's probably only going to strengthen your relationship. Because you don't want to just stay around your partner all the time. You need that space.
You do good with an Aquarius, actually. Space. Aquarius, Mercury in Aquarius was the first card out.
Right.
Aquarius is the type of
who will give you that space.
Yeah, the type of exactly the type of person that needs to have a very, very, very long leash. Right. Not to necessarily stray, but just they need that space, and you can tug on it. They get the message, game of telephone, and they eventually get back to the house.
And we know because we
Like
have
that type of
friends,
thing.
right? We have friends in relationships, and we know what their signs are and what their partner signs are. So, like when things happen in situations, nights and pages and things that happen in their life, and we can definitely look at what those signs are for them and see like how they could be meeting that opposition a lot, because some signs just really don't mesh as well as others.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And I have that, yeah, I have that. I have Aquarius as a placement, so I understand that Aquarius does need a lot of space. My midhaven is in Aquarius, and my ninth and 10th house are there,
I'm a Libra,
you
so I'm
know.
fine with Leo and Aquarius.
Yeah, so Sagittarius, you guys actually do very well with
And I have a
long-term
lot of Sag.
relationships at times because you are so good at running the race and so good at focusing and training. It's almost like you go, you do this thing, and you come back, you do your FaceTimes, you expand however you expand.
What do
Because,
you mean? What about Virgo, honey?
you know, Virgo, we will get to
we
you. We
did you
did your
guys. Your
reading,
reading is
Virgo.
here.
You better go
check it
in
out.
July.
Right.
Yes.
And hit that like button before you leave, y'all.
Right. So let's get into the effect of the water. You got 3 of Cups, Mars and Cancer.
Double fucking water.
2 freaking Cancer cards. Okay, so some of you could be dealing with a Cancer moon, sun, or rising. Maybe your partner has Cancer moon, sun, or rising. Maybe you have Cancer moon, sun, or rising. Or this Cancer season is a very significant time for you, and you really need to think about it. There could be someone who is very important to you, like your love, like the love of your life, your child, your parent.
You know who this person is.
And that person, they're going through something, or you're going through something, or there is a testament to be learned during this Cancer season. There is a transformation that could be happening, and you getting back to yourself and your mind, or getting back to a relationship with this person. Maybe you have karmically had to be compartmentalized.
He's not a happy person. Okay, so you know what? That's the thing. When you are living with someone who is not happy, that shit is exhausting.
Yeah.
And it drains the
Sagittarius
fuck out of
deep
you.
desire. The Sagittarius' deepest desire is to live doing what they love. I'm a fire sign. I'm a Leo, and Aries as well. All the fire signs. We are very creative and spirited, so we have to be doing something that feels passionate, even if it is like I'm freaking the paper boy at 16. I need to love my route. I need to know which yards I like the best and which dogs I like the best. And, oh, this is my favorite house I'm coming up on. Oh, I love ramping over this ramp when I go down this road when I do my ad pack, or whatever it is that,
I used
the
to be a paper
passion.
boy.
I used to too. That's why I'm relating to
drive
that.
it down, bam, throw
So,
it. Bam.
if
Well,
you're
very
doing your
Sagittarius,
job,
right?
even if it's not the job that you want, because you are a Sag and you do want to be boss, so you need to admit that first. So if you're not the boss or in a place of power, and you're doing something you don't love, you're going to have authority issues. And then those authority issues are going to make you feel like you're dampening
Yes,
yourself
you
and
have
you're
to.
not doing what you love. Then you're going to take it out on the people that you love, because that's what we do.
We understand that it's definitely a two-way street. We're not saying that we definitely are people that try to be harmonious with any of our partners that we have. So we definitely
Yeah.
understand that
Of
it's a
course,
two-way
he's a
street.
Libra. He's too
Right.
harmonious.
Right, exactly.
Okay, and I'm a Leo, so it's like, I will be harmonious. Yes, I do have Gemini rising. I want what I want, but I will be harmonious. I know, and plus Sagittarius and I, we're a 10. I love you, Sag.
Yeah,
You
I got
actually
4
need
Sag
me
placements,
sometimes
you
to be
guys.
like, stop being
Right.
so scattered. And I need you to be like, stay focused
Right.
and have the endurance.
Because right now I'm like, we're doing the reading and we're focused on the reading, but I'm like, there's so much stuff to do, right?
There's this
After
feeling
the
of
reading.
expansion.
And I'm like getting anxious about that too. But it's cool.
What's going to happen is, like, there's going to be some fulfillment feelings coming in. Maybe it's a feeling of achievement again, or maybe it's just a feeling of, like, you getting to share in your emotions. Maybe you get to come together in a home life. Maybe you need to have that soiree you've been thinking about. Go ahead and invite your friends over. It's the season. Or you want to do the family reunion thing, go ahead and put it out there. Put the work out there and do it. Because it's like, it's got something to do with, coming together even. Because it's Taurus.
Right.
Right, so it could be like this fixed pinnacle kind of energy. Let's see what you need to work towards.
Ooh.
Okay. So you need to work towards this new beginning this manifestation of this new beginning. Right? So whatever it is that
Right.
you're leaving,
It's good. It's good for you, right? It's kind of like a gift from the universe.
could be anything
You right.
factual.
You may not even know what it is that
Right.
it's actually sort of like creating for you in your life right now because you're just equating it with this energy. But this is what you're leaving, right?
Right.
This is what you're leaving because you need to leave it because it's a blockage for you. You need this to come in, and it's trying to tell you that when certain people are in your life and they're causing you a lot of grief and some harm, psychologically, emotionally, and maybe even physically, you aren't able to receive those things that are meaning to be fruitful in your life, right? Because your karma is being blocked because you haven't learned from that experience.
Yeah, and the thing is, this is a longer process than you think it is.
Yes.
With Saturn and Taurus being here, and I'm seeing now in the Earth realm, you've got the Ace of Pentacles, and then you have Saturn and Libra, which is Three of Swords, as the
Yeah.
effect. So some of you had a new thing happen, and it has caused you to feel this heartache or this heart loss. Either something happened with the job, maybe you moved somewhere new, you started a new relationship, you got promoted in a new area, or you signed a new contract, something happened,
This is
and
a change,
immediately
right.
immediately
This
you
is the
felt
feeling.
like almost like regret, or you felt like, oh, like I shouldn't have done that, or when I did that, now I feel bad. Or, that thing happened and it should have made me feel good, but I don't feel good. Why?
Right.
And a lot of it has to do with
Someone could think that they're helping you, but they're not
lessons.
really helping you.
Maybe you
know
just
what I
have to think
mean?
about what's fair too, because it is Earth and it's talking about what needs to be putting work into. So it's putting work into what's fair. And maybe what's fair in the situation is you not exhausting yourself and you letting go of certain things, because there is a test to let some things go. But it also could be like, because Pisces is there, it could be you letting go of some fickle emotions even. It's like, let go of this. Stop holding on to this thing. Stop holding on to this. This could be keeping your mind here in an Aquarius way.
I feel like some of you are
You
going
can
to
keep yourself trapped.
I feel like some of you are going to receive an offer, and because you receive that offer, this is the sort of feeling that's going to come post that. It's like almost like she's standing in front of someone saying, I'm sorry, but I have to leave this really terrible situation that I've been in with you, or that we've been experiencing together. Or maybe it's not a terrible situation. Maybe it's just like, I have to leave this situation that has shaped me and that, I've learned so much from karmically. You've made me better because I've gone through all of these experiences with you, because you, Sagittarius, you can really get into that. I mean, you are a progression from Libra and Scorpio. So it's like all of those things, and this is a Libra card, and this is Saturn and Libra, and we're talking about Saturn being in your reading, right? So yeah, you definitely are you have learned from whatever this karmic role that you've played existing within this relationship that that has shaped you. But now something has come along and you've got to move on. Hopefully the Four of Swords will come in your next reading.
I am seeing some of you like letting go of something. You could be either letting go of someone, or you could be just like, or on a lighter note, it could be like an opportunity comes up. It does cause anxiety, but it's part of what it is to be who you are. You are a Sag. Your partner understands that jobs come up. You have to go places. You do things on site. Maybe you're an actor. Maybe you're a hairstylist, and they ask you to do something in New Zealand now. And now you're going there, or it's on a location thing, and you've just got to do this kind of thing. So there's another person involved, Taurus, Aquarius, Pisces kind of energy, and they're being affected by your choice or by the spirit's choice to get you back to your purpose, which is Sagittarius as an effect in your mind. So at the end of it, you're going to feel good about yourself. That's the positive of this reading in general.
Are these Pentacles?
This is Pentacles.
That's beautiful.
Three of Pentacles.
And you guys, we'll talk about that too, but it's a progression too. On your side, you got the Three of Pentacles, and on my side, I got
the Four of Pentacles. There's a lot of Pentacle energy here. So I keep feeling like there could be some better things with jobs, because I feel like there were some anxieties over jobs. Like some of you are really just not feeling good at work. Something happened even, and you're waiting for it to change over. It could have been something to do with your reputation. You could have felt like something wasn't fair. It's very social related. It's Libra. It's open enemies. So it could mean that people know what happened to you.
It might be that, right.
And you know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. And then Tisha's cousin did that at this place, and this bee flipped out here, and they wrong that. Unless there are like other strong water placements, like Cancer, it could be something going on in the home life.
Right.
There could be like some kind of like abusive thing going on
You
in the
might
home
be
life,
right.
and you need to
Psychologically
work to get out
bruised.
of it.
Right. Psychologically bruised from something, right? And
Right.
you need something.
Unhealthy family situation
Right.
somehow.
You need something to come in and relieve
Right.
that. And you're gonna get that relief. Let's look at, your passions, your creativity, what you're driving towards. And we were
Okay.
talking about the
We were talking about the
Hierophant.
Hierophant in your heart. Oh wow, an Aquarius. We've been talking about both of these, and it's fixed.
Gorgeous.
You know who you are. Sagittarius, you are the oldest of all of the fire. So you're
Right.
you're the oldest. So the spirits of what you do and the why you do the things you do is coming from a very mature place, you know?
And we did mention earlier about the process and about being patient and about going inward to allow the process that's karmic for
Lots
you
of Taurus.
to reach its pinnacle of productivity, right? So here we go. We've got the Hierophant
commitment.
here, right? It's the commitment. So
Commitment.
this is like the institution of what it is that you're trying to manifest and materialize. It's what you want to do. You want something to be established within you. Yes, something that you created, something that you are proud of, that other people are actually proud of too. It's like almost like you're becoming an expert in something that you can like mentor people in, right? Or you might be giving people spiritual advice.
Yes,
in
that
some
song's
kind of
in my
way.
head.
What is
Cause
it?
when you love someone, you just don't treat them bad. Oh, how I feel so
That
sad.
song, I used to
now that
cry
I
all the time when I
wanna
heard
leave.
that song.
She's crying
All the
out
time.
to me. How could you let this
Right.
be? I just need time to see
Donnell Jones.
where I wanna be, where I wanna be.
Right.
I don't mean to hurt you, baby. Right.
He does it
So
really
it's like,
well.
right. Yeah, some of you, it's totally like, why is
90s
the person
music.
that I love hurting me?
Right.
You know?
That's
so there's
not
some of
right.
that.
Why are
there.
they jealous of you? Why are they jealous of what you have going on, girl? We that was a joke singing.
Right.
Oh my God, he
You know.
sings too. Triple threat, right? Oh, we have a dance for you guys one day. We
Yeah.
will.
Yeah, so there's a wish. You have a wish in your heart. What is it? Why don't you guys tell me what it is? Do you know? Some of you do. You do. You have a wish. It's there. It's very apparent.
This is some.
And it
this
could
is
do with
fucking
like
strong.
commitment. Some of you just want a commitment or want to be married. That's for some of you. Some of you, it's a job. But there is a wish, and it's associated with something that is very
Christine.
factual and regular with your ritualism. I want to get promoted. I want to have my own business. I want to have my man. I want to have a great job. It's practical. It's not like, I want to go on this vacation and then I want to win the lotto and I hope I get
Right.
to sing at karaoke tonight at 7 and I hope nobody's at my table because I love that corner spot at Golden Corral.
Here's the
Like, I
thing.
mean, no, this is talking about some big stuff.
Right, exactly. This is what I'm going to tell you, Sagittarius.
It's
This
huge.
is amazing because, like what he's saying, this is huge. You're ending the reading with the Hierophant, and you're ending it with the Hope card from the Psychic Tarot, which is the Star card, which is Aquarius, right? And we were talking about the process of all that stuff. Taurus is your 6th house. It is the house of Virgo. It is talking about productivity and progress and satisfactory of your own progress through attaining what you want. Desire, right? Because we're getting to the opposite of what you have.
It's also Venus is
And
there.
this is Venus too as well, right?
Venus and Uranus.
Right, and then you've got the Hope card, which is 17, which is 8, which is talking about
Faith.
strength and courage, which is going back to Leo, which is going back to the
It's
heart.
also 1 and 7, which is
Right.
the evolution of self,
Mhm.
right? You against the self, right? It's like the courage. And also Aquarius is opposing Leo, and this is in the heart. So what is opposing your wish to have this commitment? Is it your partner? And if it's your partner, maybe it's something to think about. And if it's your job, maybe it's something to think about.
You wish to you want to solidify something. You want something to be very definite.
Right?
Right?
Because
and this is definite.
For some of you have solidified it. For some of you, you have solidified it. And
Right.
now you want the commitment of like really, you want a ring. you know, and you're wondering how long it's going to take to get that. Or you're single and you've been working hard on yourself. You've been being very progressive suddenly, and you're getting back to a place where you're feeling like yourself again.
Well, things are working
And you're
out.
like, I'm about to attract this.
Mm-hmm.
I am literally about to attract
By way of this.
Right.
Look at that glove.
And for some of you, because you're emotionally blocked, and I love you so much, babies. I'm a fire sign too, and I have a Cancer moon. So I get it. But you can be very emotionally blocked because you're running the race. And when you stop doing the running of the race and feeling so spirited, you will surprise yourself with the amount of emotion that comes in. That's why horses can be easily startled, panicking, right? Heart, the pump. They're scared. They got scared.
Here's the thing.
That's where this is coming from.
You guys have been practicing these elements of water and being soft. We have been giving you all of that, but now you're sort of like, well, I've been doing this. What's going to come of me being soft and being, you know, warm and loving and nurturing, how you have been in all these past readings, which you still are, but you're just trying to, like, you want to reap the benefits of, like, you acting that way, you changing it up, you doing something right, because it's Sagittarius. What am I gaining from this experience of doing this? Right? You're like, I have been being loving because I feel the same way because I have Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, and South Node in Sag. So you're like, I've been doing this and I've been pouring energy into this thing in a different way, challenging myself, but then you may be impatient because the other person isn't meeting you with that same energy. And I was talking with someone today, you know what I mean? And we were just talking about Libra and how Libra will maybe suggestively through gestures and their actions show you how they want to be treated, which is kind of like what you're doing. And then, like, if the other person doesn't really get that, you know what I mean, because it's like, that's how you're supposed to relate to me, by the way that I'm treating you. And if I'm treating you good and you're not treating me good too, we're not relating.
Yeah,
you know?
And that can be very, very confusing because that was all very subconscious. Mm-hmm. And not everybody works in a very subconscious way. Right. Some people need you to be a direct, you know? Right. So if you're doing, like, you know what I mean? Because that was very airy, and I understood it because I have Gemini rising, but that was very airy.
I'm
so
talking about in all elements stuff, like how communicating your feelings, doing those things that you do.
And this idea, it's like, you know, for Sagittarius, you guys are a little bit more direct, actually. It's a little bit easier with you. In being direct, you scare people away.
Right, so it's about changing up the way
So it's like, almost like, coming at it in a sense, because when you see the horse prancing, then we're all like... It's beautiful, but when you see, but then when you see it, like, running towards you crazily, it's scary, right? So it's like how you use this magnanimousness, and what are you learning, what are you learning from this? Because this is exalted. This is not something to skip over. I'm coming back to it because this is here. Right.
We're gonna end up.
So it's like, okay, you have this hope, you have this desire, right? But what are you learning from this situation, from the heart loss, and from the change of the situation too? Because they're saying that there's some work in this earth. There's some work that needs to be done.
What are you appreciating from this, right? Because it's like when the appreciation of something is its value. Right? So it's like once you begin to appreciate something, or maybe someone begins to appreciate you, or maybe you begin to appreciate someone else, or maybe your job begins to appreciate you, or maybe you begin to appreciate your job, or maybe you're going to begin to appreciate the new job that you're going to.
Yeah, and on all of those notes, because he's a Libra, he's giving you both sides, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, you just start appreciating, because you're never going to be able to, your job may never appreciate you. That person may never appreciate you. Exactly. So just forget that.
Exactly.
Forget maybe they'll appreciate you. And you'll be waiting forever for them to appreciate you for that much.
Well, so, but that's, you know what I mean? Like acknowledging the appreciation.
And if you're not getting that appreciation,
understanding what it means,
then this is what needs to be happening.
Right.
Right? If you're not getting that feeling, because she's cloaked in red. This isn't like some easy, this is a feeling. She's cloaked in red. Red is love. Red is wrath. Red is action.
Right?
Red is ready to give it. She's doing something.
Is there anybody on the other side of those cups ready to receive whatever she's put in there?
She's going off into this journey. It's interesting
That
because
compassion is not there. That's why you're moving
this
away
is how
from the
you feel in your
conflict.
spirit, yeah. And then this is how you feel in your mind. In your mind, you may want the person to come with you or somehow be able to hold on to some part of the situation,
Hmm.
you know. And that's like, could be part of what temperance has to do with right here,
Right.
you know, kind of like finding the balance of what it is that you wish to
Right.
happen, especially when it
Because you
comes to
already
work.
know. You already
Yeah,
know.
because for some of you with this work thing, it is going to affect some of your loved ones in a way that is hurtful just
Right.
because you won't be around in the same
Right.
way. It's going to take you
Right. You're
places.
going through a situation that involves time. So it's not saying that what you wish and what you seek is not going to happen because really it's there. It's like the passion and the emotion is there. You know, it's like the strength and the situation that you have learned so much from has benefited you and manifesting something that you can appreciate from it. And now you actually have all of those elements and all of that temperance that's been involved in this situation to now get what you want. You can have it, right? And the opposite of what you have is what you desire, Scorpio.
And what I was going to hint at real
And Jupiter is
quickly,
in that sign right now.
when I was talking about the emotionally blocked thing, I'm not berating you guys about that. I'm just
No.
talking to you about the idea that you're such a fighter. And because when you're such a fighter, you aren't looking at your emotions because you associate that with a weakness
Right.
or with an Achilles heel. It's like when the guy is out, it's almost like when you think about testosterone and this idea of like, because it's Jupiter, right? So it's like this idea of doing it, right? And it's like a lot of athletes won't have sex the night before, or they won't do certain things because they want to feel the masculine aggression behind it, you know, like, and crying is soft and feminine and makes you feel vulnerable in a different way. And that's not your power. That's not your strength
Right.
necessarily. So it
Right.
could be something that has been like, you know, in
Right.
Vedic astrology, if you study that at all, it's like Jupiter is an enemy to Venus in that way because of that reason, right? Because it's like he's not going to be able to think straight when Venus starts to come around and affect the emotions. It's like your relationships versus your goals, or your relationship directly affecting your goals somehow. Like I said before, your partner could somehow make a decision that affects you, or you now get an opportunity that affects your
Right.
relationship. That could very much happen this month,
There's
okay?
a blockage going on with you guys right now, and once Jupiter, the planet that
This
you're
could be creatively
the
blocked as
planet
well.
that you're ruled by goes direct in Scorpio, then you will start to understand where those blockages are and where they were, right?
Right? Because
And
Mars
then
is
you'll start
retrograde.
right, and Mars is retrograde
Mars
right
in
now
Cancer
too.
here.
Yeah, Mars is retrograde right now in Aquarius. There's so many planets that are
And
retrograde.
Aquarius.
We are lucky, right?
Interesting.
We
Lots of Aquarius, lots of Mars.
yeah, we are very lucky that Jupiter is actually going to be going direct in Scorpio because it'll like
Oh,
take a little bit of the weight off of the amount of planets
hold in there,
that are
guys.
retrograde.
Jupiter's going into Sag
Hmm.
in the end of September.
Yes, are you excited? I
Are you
can't wait.
excited?
I
Your
cannot wait.
ruler is going home after like 12 years because Jupiter's in every sign for like 13 months or something. So it's been like what? Almost it's been a long time. Okay, it's been a long time
Since college
since
for
Jupiter gone.
me.
He been out there seeing everything, expanding, doing
Right.
everything,
Oh,
all
you
the
guys,
things. He's
listen.
coming home.
Wrap up those things that no longer serve you because if you keep them around when Jupiter gets into your sign, they will serve you more than you are willing to swallow.
It's gonna expand everything. So
Good
clean
and
the house
bad.
before it gets there.
Clean house, girl. Because Jupiter's big, he needs some room.
Reach out to us, providencetarot@gmail.com, if you want to have a personal reading with us.
Mm-hmm.
We'll send you the information with the template of like our prices. Yeah, we do in-person readings. We do Facebook, we Messenger, WhatsApp, FaceTime, all that stuff. We have a lot of international clients as well. If you're here based in New York City, Kendrick and I both live in New York. We're New Yorkers, so you know it's beautiful out. We can also do something outside. We love that, or we can meet somewhere. We have a couple of different venues where we have you know, arrangements with them, and we can sit down and have something there. Or, you know, if you want to do an at-home thing, we can kind of discuss. If we feel comfortable, we will definitely come to you and try to do an at-home thing. We just want to reach you guys, okay? It's
Yeah.
part of our gift. We love it. We love getting feedback as well.
We really do.
Yeah, like if it relates somehow to you and you want to talk to us, we try to get back to you. We really do. We love
Right.
that. Okay?
Also, just know, like, whenever you request a FaceTime reading, we have to figure out, like, if you have an iPhone or if you have a Samsung, because when two iPhones FaceTime, it's different
Right.
than what an iPhone and a Samsung does together. So, if that is a difference that we experience in, you know, our phones, then we can figure out if we want to do WhatsApp or if we want to do Facebook or if there's some other, you know, vehicle that we can do it by. Yes, I think
Lots of
that's it.
options. We
Yeah.
do group readings, which we have
Mm-hmm.
a rate for.
Right.
And we do natal chart readings as well, which is a little bit more expensive. But if you
Yeah.
know some of your placements, we will definitely research and get down in it with
Mm-hmm.
you. Okay?
Yeah.
So, love you guys.
Yes. Bye, you
Enjoy this
guys.
Cancer season, and it'll be interesting to see what Leo holds for you because that's your sister fire sign.
Right.
So just hold off. You're going in deep right now. I know it's a little uncomfortable. You might be evaporating or boiling over, but it's going to make more sense once we get to the end of July.
And your sign will be direct by then.
Yes.
So that's
and
great.
your ruler,
Your
Jupiter, will
sign,
be
right? Your ruler,
direct.
sorry.
Yeah, and he's about to go. I mean, it's like you're really actually setting yourself up for something really
Yeah.
magnanimous.
Yeah. So
And like,
do
you
that
know,
work.
yeah, it was you'll see I went through all of that in order to get to this place.
Yeah.
Because
you gotta
karmic is karmically, you know, building what you're gonna have,
Yeah.
okay?
All right, you guys. So don't forget, hit the like button. If you want to donate to us, email us and we'll give you the link to some of those, you know, systems. Or we'll just put it down here. But email us. We love to hear from you, okay?
All right.
Bye, Sag.
Bye.
Ooh,
Bye, Sag.
1313.